Hey, how's it going? In today's lesson, we're going to cover two iconic guitar riffs from the 1960s that used the fuzz guitar effect and almost relied on the fuzz guitar effect to get that iconic sound. So we're going to go into fuzz pedals, but I also want to show you the riffs and we'll get you the tabs for these riffs as well. My name is Will Ripley and this is Campfire Guitar Stuff. All right, so check this out. This is something really interesting about guitar, electric guitar, effects, and just tone in general and sounds. Because here's the riff without any fuzz guitar. Check it out. Nothing wrong with that, but check it out. As soon as I put on the fuzz, play the exact same thing. Holy smokes, right? It's crazy to think that that song, Satisfaction, which we all know, we all love, we've been hearing it for years, right? Is like, what would that riff be without that fuzz guitar sound, okay? So this was a very cool thing that happened in the 1960s. There was pretty much every guitar player that you can think of in the 1960s especially, and even to this day, have all used fuzz guitar pedals. And so we're gonna talk about a couple. I'm using this Vemuram Shanks right now, and this is a germanium-based fuzz pedal, which was found especially in the fuzz face era. And Jimi Hendrix was really well known for using fuzz faces and germanium-based. And then when we switch over to Spirit in the Sky by Norman Greenbaum, I'm gonna actually switch over to the silicon-based fuzz, which is more of a 70s style fuzz. So I just found for the fuzz pedals that we're talking about today and the tones that we're going after, the Vemuram hit more the Satisfaction tones, and then this Crosstown fuzz by Mojo Hand Effects hit more of the Spirit in the Sky vibe. Okay, so fuzz pedals, there's so many different types of fuzz pedals within the genre, but those are basically the main ones. You get your silicon-based ones, your germanium-based ones, but there's also the Big Muff style pedal, which is made by Electro Harmonix. So those are kind of the three kind of mother fuzz ships. Now, of course, we're talking about fuzz pedals in today's video, but check it out. If I switch over to channel 2 on my amp, the distortion channel, it actually sounds quite a bit like Satisfaction already. Right, and then here's back to the clean channel with the fuzz pedal. Right, so they're just different colors of distortion, and according to my amp tech, apparently fuzz pedals and distortion pedals are pretty much the same effect, but as I'm sure you could hear there, they sound very different as well. All right, so let's go ahead and learn the riff. Just get this simple riff under your fingers, and I've got a cool little trick with the E chord, which will kind of fill it out and make it sound just more gnarly and a little bigger. So check it out. So it's really easy. As you guys all know, it's, you know, if you just think about the riff in your head, down, 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 bum, bum, right? It just repeats. Just a very short phrase. And that's always the very first thing that you always want to do before you learn a guitar part, is try to get it in your head. Try to get it so you can sing it, okay? So those notes are just on 2nd fret, 4th fret, and 5th fret of your A string, okay? So here we go. That's it. So let's just break down a little slower. So we got 2nd fret, hit that 3 times, up to 4th fret, and you can either slide or just hit this 5th fret. But the big thing is going back down from the 5th to the 4th. You would definitely want to do a slide there. So here's what I mean. So we got. Okay, so. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, and then repeat. So we got. And by the way, the tabs for this lesson will be in the description and the comments below. Make sure you hit that link and we'll send that PDF right to your inbox. So check it out. What sounds really cool with the satisfaction riff is to actually strum a full E major chord and then play the riff. So 2 strums on that E major chord, climb up that riff, and it just makes the whole riff sound a lot kind of bigger and muscular, more muscular. So, and then of course with the fuzz, so the fuzz pedal I'm using for that demonstration there is a Vemuram Shanks 4K, and this is a really expensive high-end fuzz pedal, handmade in Japan. And I really like this one because it's got the germanium-based transistors inside of it. And not to nerd out too much, but that's basically just kind of more similar to a late 60s fuzz face pedal. And that's what Jimi Hendrix was using in the late 60s. And so this is kind of a recreation of that, just with a couple of more controls of the bass and treble, which is really important for me because I find that fuzz pedals in a live setting can unfortunately sometimes get lost in the mix. Like they don't cut through. As soon as when you turn on your fuzz pedal, it's like, where did the guitar go? It's kind of a weird thing sometimes. So I wanted to get a couple of other bass and treble and like EQ adjustments in there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over to a silicon-based fuzz, which is more iconic and relevant to the 1970s. And that's what Hendrix was using in 1970 before he passed, was a silicon-based fuzz. And so we're going to switch over to the Mojo Hand Effects Crosstown Fuzz. And we're going to dig into Spirit in the Sky. So check it out. All right, the same deal with this one, guys. Check it out. No fuzz pedal, just on the clean channel. Here's what it sounds like. Like if I played that, you'd probably think that I was playing Grange by ZZ Top and not Spirit in the Sky by Norman Greenbaum, right? So there's something very iconic about that intro of the song, and it's just all fuzz guitar, just saturated in fuzz. So check it out. We'll play it on the clean channel. And again, if you have any kind of distortion, that's already going to get you closer to the tones. But let's just learn it clean so we can just really clearly hear what notes are going on here. So the very first thing is this A chord. So you want to dial up an A chord, and as you can see, I'm playing an A chord with one finger. And so, you know, you don't typically want to play your A chord with 3 fingers, whichever 3 fingers. I've seen so many different students play it so many different ways. And what you're going to find here is that when you play it with one finger, you're going to have some extra fingers to do a lick. Okay, so many electric guitar players of the day are using their A chord like this, okay? So here's a great example, okay? And also this was a lot more advanced because I'm using hybrid picking. So what that means is, like, if you think about a hybrid as 2 things in one, right? So hybrid picking is using your pick, but also your fingers, okay, at the same time. So check out my right hand here. So I'm picking the A string with my pick, but I'm hitting the G string and I'm holding in that A chord, and I'm plucking that with my second finger. So you can see there that that's kind of the main riff. So, you know, it's very much not a strum. You know, it's sounding less and less like Spirit in the Sky, right? So. maybe you just want to pause the video, try that out. Because here's the thing about hybrid picking is that I remember the first time that I tried hybrid picking, and I thought it was the most awkward, stupid thing ever. Okay, and now I do hybrid picking every single time I ever played the guitar. Okay, I'm all over hybrid picking, and you should be too. So this might be a cool, good intro for you on getting hybrid picking into your playing. Okay, so that intro, we're gonna hit the G string with our finger, hit the A string with your pick, back to the G string with your finger, and then you start the pump together. So that what that sounds like all together is this. Okay, and that's the very first part that you want to get down. So we got G, A, G, and then pump, pump, pump. Okay, so and all those when we start pumping the two strings together, those are all on off beats. Okay, so it should feel like you're kind of lifting up rhythmically each time you pump those notes. So it sounds like this. Okay, and then we're going to switch to a D. And really we just need to worry about these three fingers. So we've got really our D sus2 shape, but really it's even more simply is just a D power chord. Okay, so I've got my D, and then I'm going to add on my fifth here, and that's how you play a D power chord in an open position. Okay, and so I found with the fuzz, it doesn't really, like, there's so much saturation with the distortion that it's hard to say whether he goes and hits these two notes, or the whole chord together. So definitely there's your open D string, okay? And then once you find this chord for yourself, then you'll just be able to kind of make the artistic choice yourself, whatever you think sounds the best. But check it out. So after that first intro, we're going to switch that D. So here's what it sounds like. And then we're going to do a lick. So what that lick is after the D, and then we start over. So that lick again, open A string, 3rd fret, hammer on into 4th, okay? Up to the G string, again, kind of in that D position we were just talking about, G string 2nd fret, and then that is your very first note to get back into the loop, right? So if you think about that intro that we were just playing, gets you back to there. And then so here's that D part, open A, 3rd fret, hammer on, up to G string 2nd fret, and you're back to the beginning. So that would be the very first little loop that you'd want to get, right? Okay, the only other slight variation of this is instead of that lick, you're just gonna want to hit a power chord on the 3rd fret, power chord on the 4th fret. Okay, so that's just a C and a D chord. Okay, you can mess around with it. Maybe a C major chord back to that kind of that D power chord shape might sound better to your ears, or some sort of variation. But the way I play it is with the 3rd and 5th fret. So here we go. Let's play the whole thing. Or actually, first, let's just cover that second phrase. So it starts out the same. Okay, so instead of that lick, we're going to hit the 3rd fret to the 5th fret power chords on the A string. Okay, so let's go ahead and play the whole thing together, nice and slow. Down. 1, 2, ready, go. right, so I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure to download the PDF and get those tabs. Of course, you can always roll back and rewatch these parts to make sure you get the riffs down. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what your favorite fuzz pedal is. These are a couple of mine that I just happen to own and I really enjoy, especially the Vemuram. Although really expensive, I do really love that fuzz pedal. And so let me know what kind of fuzz pedals you like, if you have any questions about fuzz pedals, and let me know just how you made out with this lesson. Make sure to leave a thumbs up in that comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell to get notified when we go live on the YouTube channel and when we release a new lesson. So head over to campfireguitarstar.com, get our 5-minute guitar book shipped right to your door. We do one-on-one webcam lessons. Also, this style of lesson today is really inspired by our 1960s rock guitar song collection. So if you like guitar music and rock music from the 1960s, definitely check out that program. So until the next lesson, keep on ripping it up. We'll catch you in the next one.